Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Annalise and this is my channel where we get planty with it. Today we're going to be talking about something really fun, which is how I make and maintain my prop boxes. I've been using prop boxes for a while to store my cuttings and help them grow roots faster and more easily than being outside of a prop box. And so I'm going to go through the whole process of making a prop box today, taking some cuttings, and then how I maintain it. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely stay tuned. If you saw in my houseplant tour, I do have a much larger prop box, but today I'm going to be using these smaller ones, and I think I'm going to probably fill about 2 different ones with items. I haven't tried these smaller ones yet, but I like that the lids are attached so you don't have to worry about losing them, and they're a good size to store, a lot of cuttings of one plant so you can keep track of what different cuttings that you have. It's really helpful when you have wet sticks or chunks that would be hard to identify. You can use smaller containers like this and put them, let's say, in a corner and label on the container what is propagating in there so you don't lose track. So today, we're gonna be cutting up a few things. I'm super excited. First off, I have this new jade satin Scindapsus. Here she is. And she has a whole vine here, but I'm gonna cut it into individual node cuttings so I can one day have a nice full pot of it. I'm super excited about that plant because one of my Instagram friends saw my wishlist video and then messaged me saying they had one of my wishlist plants. So we arranged a trade and they live super close by in the Bronx. We were able to meet up, hang out a little bit, chat, and then exchange some plants. She also so kindly gifted me this beautiful etched glass vessel. As you can see, there's a gloriosum leaf etched on the front of it, and she's actually going to start making these to sell, which it will be so fun. This is great for, putting sphagnum in and propagating. You could plant something in here. You could put water in here and water propagate. So I'm going to leave her Instagram handle right here, and you should definitely go give her a follow because she's awesome. Thank you so much, Marianne. I'm really excited about my new plants. Okay, so first step to setting up the prop box is actually putting sphagnum in it. So I use this Super Moss brand of sphagnum, and of course I'll put it in the link. And I like to take a big chunk. Let's say this chunk came out easily. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to wet this now and I'll show you how wet I like to have my sphagnum. Be right back. Okay, so I've wet my sphagnum, and as I was wetting it, I ripped it into little pieces so it wasn't in that big chunk. I like to make it so that if you squeeze it, water's not really coming out, but you can still tell it's pretty damp. So I don't leave any sort of reservoir of water in the bottom. I found that can unfortunately cause rot at times. So I just make sure it's definitely moist, but not overly wet. I'm not gonna go into great detail on how I cut my plants. I have a whole video talking about how exactly to propagate certain plants, but I will show you when I put them in the prop box. So this is the first plant, and it has 6 leaves. That's so exciting. And I'm just gonna make individual node cuttings for each one. I just disinfected my scissors with my isopropyl alcohol to make sure that I'm not transferring any bacteria or virus into the plant. Okay, let's cut. The nodes on these last 2 leaves are too close together, so I'm going to leave this as one cutting. Okay, so now I'm going to put these cuttings into the box. I just want to make sure that the node is buried under the sphagnum. I think I might actually need 2 boxes just for this one plant, so I'm going to prepare another box really quickly to put the other 2 cuttings in. Okay, so I made this prop box the exact same way, and I'm just going to put these last 2 cuttings inside here. Since this is such a large leaf plant, it probably would have been easier to just use a bigger box and put all the cuttings in one, but I'm working with what I have, and that is going okay. So I also recently got a Hoya Sunrise. It's super beautiful, you can see, but it's a little bit long and leggy. I don't love how it looks right now, and I'd love to have a couple stems of it, so I'm going to cut this one up as well and put it in the prop box. You can see it's really brand new. I haven't even unwrapped it. Let's see the root situation. Okay, so there's some roots. It's not extremely well rooted, but there's definitely some roots on here. I'm just going to make a few different cuts, I think, so I can have about 3 pieces. Great. And so now I'm just going to tuck the ends of these inside this prop box as well. So basically, once I have a prop box completed, I'll just leave it completely shut. I usually open them about every other day or so, just for a few minutes to help the air flow in there so it doesn't cause any sort of bacterial issue on the leaves. And then that's pretty much it. I've noticed with prop boxes, since they're staying shut so much of the time and the humidity really stays in there, I don't have to moisten them often at all. Maybe after a few weeks, I'll have to add a little bit more moisture, but usually they kind of take care of themselves, which is the reason I do love this method. There's a couple main benefits of using a prop box. The most important one is the humidity increase, which helps root growth and helps leaf growth. But then also they're really easy. You just put them away, don't have to worry about changing water or maintaining them. They're pretty much just good to go. I think I'll make just one more because I have a few other plants. Okay, for my last prop box, I have my lupinum cutting here that I'm going to open up. Oh, so this one's actually already pretty well rooted. Well, one of the cuttings is well rooted. The other one has a little bit of root growth. I'm gonna stick them both in the prop box for now, just to give them some time to acclimate. This seems to help plants acclimate much more easily and not have so much shock. And then here is the emerald pothos. This plant was also part of my plant trade, and I'm really excited about it, because I don't have an emerald pothos, and I think they're really beautiful. Okay. Yeah, so this one also has a little baby aerial root, but definitely will do well rooting up in here. I think I'm actually going to cut it so I can have two different leaf cuttings. There we go. So I'm gonna put both of these in here now. And then if I notice that the moss is getting too dry, I'll use this electric spray bottle I got. I actually saw it in a video from Wild Fern and she recommended it and I love it. You just click a button and it automatically sprays, so I can re-wet the sphagnum super easily. Okay, so that's about it. I'm gonna show you guys now where I put my boxes once they're all done. And then I think that's it for this video. Okay, so the prop boxes are going on the bottom shelf of my plant shelves, and there is a grow light right up here, you can see, and so they get decent light in here. It's not super strong, but they'll get enough light, and then I'll just leave them here. Here's one of the prop boxes I currently have going. As you can see, there's tons of condensation in the box, so it shows that the humidity is clearly highly up. So then when I'm ready to air it out, I'll just open it like this, and I'll leave it open for just a few minutes and then close it back up. I like to check the moss. The moss is still damp, so I don't need to add any water or anything. But as you can see, some exciting stuff's propagating in here. Here's my variegated burl marks. I finally took a cutting. Painted lady cutting. That's a Albo Macrophylla Hoya. Just some random pothos cuttings and a silver stripe cutting, and I think a Cebu blue cutting, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a prop box today. Definitely leave any comments below if you have tips on creating a prop box, or if you already have one, what's propagating. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Bye bye.